So let's head up to Fenway Park in Boston now and welcome in Mike Bordick, who will have the game with Gary Thorne tonight. Now, Bordy, we know about Dan Duquette and his philosophy that you're never going to have too many players. He's always looking to add depth to the organization. And with J.J. Hardy on the disabled list, and you look back to the acquisition, the signing of the free agent Everth Cabrera, right now that looks to be the biggest signing in the offseason because he's playing every day and he's doing a very good job in the lineup for the Orioles.
Well, you're right, and I think there were some question marks. Obviously, somebody that could fill in for J.J. Hardy and play on an everyday basis, and I don't think this organization is ready to move Manny Machado over. You know, J.J. Hardy still has a couple years left on his contract, and Manny Machado is arguably the best defender in the game, and it's really hard to find, you know, great third baseman, and he is certainly one of those. So, you know, with Everth Cabrera now in the mix, I think obviously, like you said, it gives this organization more depth. They've really been hurting for that depth in the middle of the infield, especially when they called two of their young infield prospects up, Machado and Jonathan Scope. So looking for somebody that could potentially fill in, and Everth Cabrera's proven he's an all-star in 2013. You know, he can get on base, he can steal bases. I think there were some question marks defensively. Is he going to be able to make that adjustment? Is he going to fit in to this mold that they've created, this really strong defensive mold where the focus is as high as you're ever going to see in the game? And, you know, Everth has proved here recently that he can handle it just fine. He's made great plays at shortstop. They've been putting him out there, running him out there 7 games now, and he's shown range to the hole. He's shown range up the middle. He's shown a strong enough arm, plenty strong enough arm. So it's good for him to get off to a good start defensively, I think, and even offensively. It gives, you know, Buck some versatility. He can hit at the top of the order. He can hit at the bottom of the order. Now, even though he doesn't have a stolen base yet, he still is that threat. And he's putting together some quality at bats, and I think that's why you're seeing him in this lineup. I mean, he's not tearing the cover off the ball, but he's making pitchers work. He's seeing a lot of pitches. You know, he's a switch hitter, so there's a lot of value there.
All right, now the Orioles tonight begin a 7-game road trip. They have 4 at Fenway Park, including the Patriots Day game on Monday morning. And then they go to Toronto. Second time they'll see the Blue Jays on the year. Now, as I look at this, because they're in the division, every game is big within the AL East. But is it too early for us to be looking at this road trip because of who they're playing and saying, wow, this is a critical road trip for the Orioles?
Well, I don't think it's too early for us to say that. I think it might be too early for the players. But I'll tell you what, when they go around the East the first time through, they know that they have to match up with each one of these teams 19 times. Here, the first game against the Red Sox of those 19 games. So really kind of seeing where you stand. Now, the Red Sox are off to a good start. They've had some inconsistencies, though, as well with their starting pitching. You know, 1 week they're on, 1 week they're off. And I think the Orioles hoping that they can catch them in a downturn right now. But they're swinging the bats well. This is a completely different team than last year. And the Orioles are going to have to take a look at them and figure out, you know, how much they're going to have to do to try to stop these guys, whether it be shutting down the running game, which they do so well, or keeping the ball in the ballpark. You know, there have been some inconsistencies with the pitchers as well. But in past history, the Orioles have played the Red Sox very tough, especially here at Fenway Park. So I think they're going to be up for these games, but I think we can look at it as certainly tests what the Orioles are going to have to do to make themselves better and really compete. They want to get off to a great start in April and May, but it's obviously the last few months that really matter. And this is a test here in the early part of the season. You want to keep your head above water until it starts warming up.